All right, welcome. Today we are doing Chapter 2, Section 3 in Algebra 1. Our essential question is how can you use division, solve an inequality? All right, again, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because this is a lot of the same information that we had in the previous chapter with equations. The main difference is instead of an equal sign, we've got an inequality sign. So at any point, if you need to, you can pause the computer and go from there. So on the first one, x over 8 is greater than negative 5, and negative 24 is greater than or equal to 3x. Well, I'm taking x divided by 8, so I'm going to ask myself, how can I get rid of that division? Well, it's multiply both sides by 8. X is greater than negative 4, or negative 40, I'm sorry, which is going to be an open dot shaded to the right. On the next one, I've got 3 times x, so I'm going to ask myself, how can I get rid of that 3? Well, divide. Negative 8 is greater than or equal to x, which is the same as x is less than or equal to negative 8. It's pointing to the x here, still pointing to the x there. So close dot at negative 8, shaded to the left. Try these 4 on your own. Hit pause. When you think you have the answer, hit pause again and check yourself. Number 1, you'd multiply both sides by 7. Number 2, you would multiply both sides by 5, the reciprocal, which is 5. Number 3, you would divide both sides by 4. And number 4, you would divide both sides by 1.5. All right, this one is kind of the tricky one, the one that is easy to forget if you don't use it a lot. When you are multiplying or dividing by a negative, you have to flip the direction of the inequality sign. That's what this is saying right here. If you're multiplying or dividing by a negative, flip the direction of the inequality sign. So here, I've got y divided by negative 3. To get rid of that negative 3, I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 3. And since I'm multiplying by a negative, that less than is going to become a greater than. So my solution is y is less than negative 6. Open dot, shaded to the left. On this one, I'm going to be dividing both sides by negative 7. So I need to change that less than to a greater than or equal to. Y is greater than 5, close dot, shaded to the right. All right, there are 6 problems for you to try on your own. Hit pause, try those problems. When you are done, check your answers. Number 5, multiply both sides by negative 4, flip the direction. Number 6, multiply both sides by negative 5, flip the direction of that inequality. Number 7, multiply by the reciprocal, which is 10, negative 10. So you're multiplying both sides by negative 10, flip the direction of that inequality. Number 8, you're dividing by negative 9, flip the direction of that inequality. Number 9, you're dividing both sides by negative 2, flip the direction of the inequality. Number 10, you're dividing both sides by negative 0.4, flip the direction of that inequality. So let's move on to a word problem, everybody's favorite. On this one, you earn $9.50 per hour at your summer job. We want to write and solve an inequality that represents the number of hours you need to work to buy a digital camera that costs $247. So we want to understand that problem. We have our hourly wage and we have the cost of the camera. We're asked to write an inequality. for how many hours needed to work. So our plan, we're going to use a verbal model to write an inequality. Then we're going to solve that inequality. So our hourly wage times the number of hours worked has to be greater than or equal to the cost of the camera. Because we can make extra money. We just want to make enough money to cover the cost of that camera. And n is going to be the number of hours worked. So 9.5 times n has to be greater than or equal to 247. Divide both sides by 9.5. We have to work more than 26 hours. To make a good point, if you are having some taxes taken out, you're probably going to have to work more than 26 hours. All right, take a second, hit pause, try these two on your own. When you think you've got the answer, hit pause again and check your answers. C has to be less than or equal to 14.6. T has to be greater than or equal to 3. Hope you enjoyed. As always, you're welcome to come into the math lab or iPass.